Sam Bankman-Fried sentenced to 25 years for the fraud with FTX. Is this the end of crypto, or is this the shift that we all have been waiting for? First, they resist it, then they sue it, then they regulate it, then they join it. This could be the shift that transforms everything for all the people who have been patiently holding cryptocurrency, waiting for it to appreciate. My name is Coach JB. What I work to do is make very complex macro and microeconomic strategies very simple so the normal everyday person can implement them. We get hundreds of messages as I talk about the back end of my video. Everything that I do from my own paradigm is I'm a licensed agent. I have licensed agents in all 50 states, and we help you understand how to protect your wealth. What I use personally is Index Universal Life. We also have many other products, annuities, many different things where we can help you understand how to protect your wealth and the profits that you gain. So that's in the description down below. You can click the link to set up a free consultation with my licensed insurance team. You can also download my absolutely free book that shares with you exactly what I talk about on the back end of every single video. So let's dive into this. So Sam Bankman-Fried was sentenced to 25 years. So I'm going to show you a short video clip around the news, and then I'm going to give you my own paradigm, my own belief in what is actually happening. I'm not excited at all to see anybody get hurt. I'm all about positive, high frequency, high vibration. So I'm not excited to see anybody get punished. I'm not excited to see anybody get hurt by FTX. But what I want to do is share with you guys what I think has happened and what this means for the crypto industry, which is very good news for the crypto industry. So let's watch this short clip, and then I'll break down my facts, figures, numbers, logic, and my perception on where we're going from here.
We've got some breaking news. FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried sentenced today. Yahoo Finance's Jennifer Schonberger standing by with the details. Hey, Jennifer.
Brad, Sam Bankman-Fried, a former CEO of failed crypto exchange FTX, reportedly sentenced to 25 years in prison by a Manhattan federal judge after a jury found him guilty on 7 charges last fall for money laundering to securities fraud. Manhattan federal Judge Kaplan, who presided over that trial last fall, pointed to testimony from Bankman-Fried's former colleague, Carolyn Ellison, saying that he knew what he did was wrong and that he knew that Alameda was spending customer funds on risky investments. Kaplan saying that Sam Bankman-Fried perjured his testimony during a trial. Kaplan saying, quote, "People need to feel it's fair or we're back to trial by combat," or something like it. So punishment must fit the seriousness of the crime. And this was a serious crime.
Okay, so we're going to leave it right at that. So he got sentenced to 25 years. So now I'm going to break down my logical circuit on what I believe is happening and why, again, I don't ever celebrate somebody's downfall. The great news is, though, from what I've heard, is that most people are going to be made whole with FTX, which is super exciting to hear, right? So we had Celsius collapse, we had FTX collapse. That was in 2022. Now, remember, let's back up to 2017. Okay, in 2017, Jamie Dimon, Larry Fink was telling you that it's used for money laundering. It's a pet rock. Jamie Dimon was telling people you'll get fired if you trade it, right? At the same time, JP Morgan was creating Onyx, their own blockchain. They have their own blockchain technology. Remember, Wells Fargo's with R3. We have Bank of America, that's Ripple in their patent. During that time, from 2020, we had a massive shock to the system, which changed all consumer behaviors. And then December 20th, 2020, all of a sudden, remember, Ethereum and Bitcoin had a pass by Bill Hinman, or Ethereum specifically. December 20th, 2020, they initiated the case against Ripple, Jay Clayton. Jay Clayton leaves abruptly 3 to 4 days after that. He leaves to consult for a cryptocurrency fund. I think it was One River Capital. Don't quote me on that. That increased their position in Bitcoin and Ethereum just months earlier. So Jay Clayton leaves to consult for a cryptocurrency firm. Jay Clayton is now on the board of directors for the bank bail-in committee. Then Gary Gensler, the head professor for cryptocurrency at MIT, becomes the new head of the SEC. Gary Gensler was also part in 2012 of the creation of the FOMC, Future Oversight Committee, which regulates non-bank financial institutions. So 12 years ago, they set up the FOMC to regulate non-bank financial institutions. They set up the Bank Bail-In Committee, different from a bank bailout. Obama turned the printing machine on full blast, and Rosie Rios, who's on the board of directors for Ripple, said that she was told to reduce coin and cash usage, but she couldn't because of GDP growth. The GDP growth was going up, so cash and coin usage went up. So she couldn't reduce coin and cash usage. And she said, you usually need a shock to the system. So we have a shock to the system in 2020, which changed everything. We have a case that's initiated against Ripple in 2020, December 20th, 2020. Okay. Ethereum gets a pass. So all of a sudden, everybody freaks out, and Ripple is a real company. It's very well run, right? And they were meeting with the SEC. They were doing everything. They're doing real business with the real banks all over the world, right? And the most viable, most legit cryptocurrency in the world gets a case initiated again. We're still 2021, 2022, 2023. We're going over 3 years. But Sam Bankman-Fried, within a year, boom, he's already sentenced to 25 years. Now, if you look at the SEC cases, they usually last around 12 to 24 months, and that's often for egregious cases. This is not an egregious case. So isn't it interesting that in 2023, the tone completely changed after 2022 when Celsius collapsed, FTX collapsed, which they're like, see, told you guys, cryptocurrency is a fraud. It's not safe. It's bad. And then Elizabeth Warren went on her rant around going after cryptocurrency, saying it's used for fentanyl use, all this different stuff. It's on a blockchain. You can see everything that's happening. Everything they're saying doesn't make sense. So when you look this way, there's a whole nother narrative going on this way. The fact is, they know, just like Larry Fink has said multiple times, we're 100% going to digitize this economy. We're going to 100% digitize this economy. I believe the reason why they're holding and suppressing XRP, that's just my opinion. If I was a betting man, I'd bet on this horse, is they're suppressing it because it has the ability to solve a liquidity crisis, which America's in a liquidity crisis. And that's why Larry Fink keeps saying we need to digitize the whole economy. America's sitting at 120% debt to income ratio. The only thing we can do is print more money. Our taxes are going to pay the interest on our debt. Most Americans are buried in debt. Every single dollar in the system is someone else's debt. We have to borrow from other countries to pay for critical services. So we're in a critical point right now in our system. The banks are all over leveraged. The banks started to get bailed in 2023 when we saw, was it SVP or Signature Bank? I think Signature Bank. I don't forget the name of it. Sorry. That collapsed, right? That's a bank bail in. It's different from a bailout. That's when they take all the debt, they turn it into equity, and they sell it to a larger company, right? Then we didn't realize that for the last 12 months, they actually got specific loans to help them survive the liquidity crisis, which ended on March 11th, I think it was, 2024. So now all bets are off, guys. And now this is the good news. The good news in this, and it makes me sad that people got hurt, all these different things. But the good news is, here it comes, guys. The moment you've been waiting for, the legitimate use of cryptocurrency. FTX collapsed, Celsius collapsed. They sentenced them to 25 years. They're the heroes now. Okay. And there's fraudulent stuff going on. But remember, he donated to all these politicians, guys. So it's like we're all being played. Remember that. We're all being played in this. What you're going to see now is BlackRock is connected to Coinbase through Aladdin, guys. You're going to start to see Coinbase is going to be the biggest exchange. I would bet my bottom dollar that Coinbase is going to become a bank. Okay. Kraken will become a bank. I believe Ripple will become a bank. You are going to start to see now the legitimate use of cryptocurrency. You're going to start to see regulation come in. You're going to see this next bull run is going to be probably, I believe, in my paradigm, that after this Bitcoin halving, it's going to be one of the biggest opportunities of the massive price appreciation because of still speculation and no regulation. And I believe the next bull run is going to be a lot different. I believe the next bull run after 4 years, the next Bitcoin having 4 years later, there's going to be regulation. There's going to be normalization of cryptocurrency. A lot of banks are going to be operating on the blockchain, and you're going to see a 10-year transition into a brand new monetary system. There is no other way. The analog banking system is dead. Okay. So this sentencing him to 25 years, the public is like, oh, they're protecting us. Great job, guys. It's like, see, we're doing our job. We're doing all these things. But you got to remember, guys, they gave Ethereum a pass, and now the SEC is subpoenaed exchanges around Ethereum being a security. And then they have Prometheum, which is a approved US Securities and Exchange Commission approved place where you can store your Ethereum. Like, it's all over the place. Or is this a well thought out plan to switch us into a new blockchain technology, on demand liquidity? And what's going to happen is regulation is going to come in and a ton of cryptocurrencies are going to get smashed. And there's going to be some survivors, just like the auto boom, just like the .com boom. Every single time the big three emerge. So that's how I make my decisions. I don't make it off of emotion. I don't make it off of what, this person says or this person says. I study history to predict the future. This is a wave of energy. We're going to go into World War III. After a war is innovation, a change in a global superpower, usually a new monetary system. There's jobs, there's peace and prosperity. There's all kinds of things happening. We're heading into that wave of energy, guys. And cryptocurrency, blockchain, distributed ledger technology will be the new system. So here's what I've done. I share with you guys every single video exactly what I'm doing. Now, this is from my paradigm. I'll never share with you something I'm not doing myself. So basically, I'm holding 50% of my portfolio long-term for legacy, okay? So 50% I'm exiting by using Merlin, the smartest way to track your crypto. I'm the co-founder and creator, 36,000 lines of code to build this. It's not, we don't hold your keys, we don't hold your commerce, just an interface. So you can see the markets here. You can go in here and you can actually set up an actual exit plan, okay? So if you go to your assets here, okay, you can set up an exit plan so that you can properly exit the market. So if you go here, you click on your exit plan, boom, you can see right here, an exit plan set up. So when it gets close to the targets, it sends you an alert. So you can go out there and calmly exit the markets. So when I exit the markets, personally, what I do is I max fund my index universal life policies. I like to use the bottom of the risk pyramid. I like security. I like the insurance because I like to insure my wealth like the wealthy do. I like to do what the banks do. I like to eliminate the third party. I go into the insurance, fund my insurance, and then from there, I can borrow from the cash value if I choose to. I can leave it in long term. It's a long-term strategy for me, but I can access my cash value if I need to tax free. So if I find a wonderful investment that I need to get into, or the market collapsed down, I want to buy back in, I can borrow from my policy. But most of my strategy is long-term with my insurance. I have multiple policies set up for different reasons. Okay. We're getting into real estate. Business is one of our biggest paths to wealth. We own equity in multiple companies. And then over all of that, I have what's called the Waterfall Rockefeller System Trust set up for my account. That's basically how I have it set up. So all my system is actually, we're almost completely done. I've been sharing with you guys from my paradigm. We'll be done next week. Everything will be done. So everything will be under the Rockefeller Waterfall system. And so basically my kids will be wealthy. It will waterfall down to the next generation. And so that's my paradigm. That's exactly what I'm doing. That's what I've been doing since 2020. Well, 2020, I started in cryptocurrency. I realized that cryptocurrency is not my retirement. It's a very speculative asset. And I realized that there is no get rich quick. There's getting wealthy for sure, but I understand how the wealthy operate. I started to use insurance in 2020. Then I started to really expand into my business and understand that when I start making income, I didn't buy a bunch of fancy stuff. I reinvested back into business. I reinvested back into cash flowing assets. And then from there, I set up an infrastructure. Now the infrastructure is set. Now this bull run is where we go into the wealth paradigm. We're going to take that money, the profits from crypto. We're going to put it into Index Universal Life, our insurance policies. That's what I'm doing. And then from there, I'll make my decisions based on that. I'm just going to repeat the process. Then I'm going to look for boom and bust cycles. I'm going to look for different investments that are innovative technologies going into the future. We're just going to keep repeating the process. We're going to stay calm. We're going to stay positive. We're not going to be tribal. We're going to love on everybody, and we're just going to be happy. We're going to go out there and understand it's the greatest time in human history. There's no reason to be stressed about this. It is the greatest time in human history to get your shit together. Stop focusing on all the negativity and all the craziness, guys. Yeah, Sam Bankman-Fried did some shady stuff. He's going to pay the price for it. Not celebrating anybody's downfall, guys, but I'm telling you, this is a sign that we're heading into the new era. So buckle up, guys. It's here. Get your shit together. Get focused. Get a budget. Learn financial literacy. And I love you guys. Everything you need is in the description down in the video or in my social media platform. You can click the link. As we always say, warriors, rise. Get your shit together. Love you guys.